right, welcome back. And as mentioned, the referendum has become a reality as proponents of the handshake and the BBI celebrate crossing the 24 county assemblies mark required for the BBI bill to proceed to the next stage. As of Tuesday night, a total of 38 county assemblies have endorsed the bill, with only one against it and 8 others yet to debate and vote. So I want us to speak to David Kiplagat, Speaker, Uasin Gishu County Assembly, on the Super Tuesday vote and the perception that a section of the county did not participate. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on KTN News Center. So let me begin first with that question of the perception that a section of the county did not participate in this BBI process.
Good morning, Brenda. Thanks for inviting me to the studio. That perception is not right because, as you know very well, the section that is governing the issues of the BBI when it goes to the assemblies is that the Constitution gives the assemblies 3 months in order to make a decision on it, and so far we still have time to hit the 90 days. And as you know very well, we have the Public Participation Act, and the process of county assemblies either rejecting or approving the BBI is still on course. So we are still in time, and most of the assemblies that are remaining, they are still in the process of public participation, and as soon as they are through with public participation, they will make a decision on it.
But then don't you think that the decision that has been taken by at least 38 county assemblies will actually influence the sort of a decision that the rest of the other county assemblies will make?
As you know, Brenda, politics are local. The local dynamics usually plays a critical role because, as you know very well, we shall conduct public participation, and in that public participation, the Wananchi will have a say, and the Wananchi now will use their representatives, who are the MCS, so that when it comes to when the report comes to the floor of the House, the MCS will vote based on the decision of the public participation. So I doubt whether it has a very big effect in terms of what the other counties has done, because this is a constitutional matter, and it is very important that when that decision is made, it is made with the views of the public at play.
It's good you're saying that public participation will be done and members of the county assembly will make the decision based on the feedback they get from the Wananchi. And that has been a major concern ever since the county assemblies began, conducting public participation and voting either to reject or support that bill. And on the ground, Uasin Gishu County, the public participation that is being done, do we expect members of that county assembly to make a decision based on what the common Wananchi want?
Maybe before I go to that, in terms of doing public participation, I think our courts have ruled very well that public participation is important, especially in critical issues that is affecting Wananchi. And in that public participation, it should be both it should be both qualitative and quantitative and verifiable. And the Public Participation Act states clearly that you need to put an advert in the local dailies of wide circulation for at least 14 days so that you can invite memoranda from the public. And now, after the 14 days, you set as a date where the public will come and you'll be able to get their views, and you'll consider together with the memoranda that has been set. So our concern is that there has been a lot of hurry to a certain situation whereby if it is challenged in a court of law, chances are, as the court has ruled, it has to be both qualitative, quantitative, and verifiable. So that is, in Uasin Gishu, what we are doing is that we are following the law, and we have advertised, and on 1st of March 2021, we shall conduct our public participation, and based on it, a decision will be made either for or otherwise. Mm-hmm.
And so I know you're at I&M, the city center studio, and you are able to view, see actually what will be projected on your screen, and of course, same to our viewers, you'll see it on your screens right now. And I'd like you to look at that map, that represents how the county assemblies voted. The green part shows how the 38 county assemblies voted in terms of in favor of that Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, and yet the red part of that map shows that the only county that rejected, Baringo County, and we're hearing that the MCAs are regretting why they didn't support it. But if you look at that map, I'd like you to check. We have Bomet County. We also, from Bomet County, we also have Kajiado. We have Narok County. We have and Nakuru County. All these counties I've mentioned are within the Rift Valley region. But then now when I go down, now to bring it down to the North Rift region, we can only talk about Bomet County. And there is a perception that the counties in the North Rift region were actually waiting to see how counties in the Central region would vote so that they can also make that decision as to whether they can reject the bill or not.
I think, Brenda, all that is perception per se. What the dynamics that are at play are local to that extent, and as I had said, is that usually every county will vary. The dynamics within every county will vary, and I doubt whether we were waiting. It's a wait and see exercise. It's a process that we need to follow. I don't know what the other counties used, because if you read the Public Participation Act, it's very clear that if you are to follow, chances are maybe by next week you could have heard now the first county is making a decision on it. But I think there was some push and there was some hurry to do it. But at our level in Uasin Gishu is that we said we are going to follow the law as it is, so that if there will be any challenge, at least we shall not be part of the counties to be blamed for having not followed the law of public participation. It's good you're saying, Speaker. It's good you're saying. And McHugh, the Constitution gives us 90 days. Why did the framers of the Constitution give us 90 days? So that they know the process that has to be followed. And that is why we weren't given 1 week or 2 weeks. We were given 90 days. And we are still not even midway of the 90 days. So there is no hurry. Let us do the right thing. And always, if you do the right thing, that is what is going to be counted. Mm-hmm. And as we end up this conversation, and I doubt whether now it is a matter. Yes, continue. You doubt whether? Hello? You're saying you doubt whether it is a matter? What I was saying is I doubt whether there is any push from any other county to influence any other county. And I think there is also this perception that maybe the deputy president leaning counties are the ones that are supporting. No, I think that is not here or there. It is the deputy president has made it clear that he doesn't oppose BBI per se. What he wanted is a multiple choice referenda, and he has said that whichever direction it takes, I think it doesn't affect him. He is focused in 2022. So there is this notion that maybe counties that are leaning towards the DP are the ones that are going to vote no. I think that perception needs to be erased as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. Thank you for making that clear, because I was about to ask you about that in terms of the political stand of the DP, owing to the fact that it comes from the Rift Valley region, having a concern about some of the contents of that document and, giving that multiple sort of question referendum. But then, Speaker, as we bring this conversation to an end, what should the people of Uasin Gishu County expect, despite the fact that you say the decision that will be made will not be based on political influence? Yeah. Okay, I think there are some dynamics that are at play in Uasin Gishu. One of it is the most contentious issue is the issue of Ward Development Fund, which was used as a cake to influence most of the assemblies. One fact that is very clear, and this one we have elaborated, is that in Uasin Gishu we have an act that gives the wards 40% of the development fund, and in terms of monetary value, each ward is getting around 40 million. So if you look at the proposal that is now in the Constitutional Amendment Act of 5%, it will, even if we increase, we increase the shareable revenue to around maybe 9 billion, chances are most of the wards will get 10 million. So, and that is why we are a bit hesitant, because if we are used to getting 40 million per ward, and then an amendment comes whereby now the wards are getting 10 million, don't you think that's a bit a raw deal? And I think and that is the most unique thing in Uasin Gishu that will come into play when finally we make a decision on it.
All right, thank you so much, David Kiplagat, Speaker, Uasin Gishu County Assembly, talking to us about